Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am finally just tearing the guts out of my 921 Elite, my 2023 model, because we're making room for the new 920 Elite that is on the way. And so we are pulling everything out except for the power system. We're leaving that in there. And obviously, we're not, taking off any of the electronics. We're just tearing all the tackle out, everything, all the junk that I've had in here, which I don't even know why I have these in here anymore. Do you still carry these? I have no idea why I have them, but maybe as a backup. Occasionally, you might want to throw a buoy out there if you lose, GPS or something like that. I don't know, but we still keep them in there. I'll probably keep them in the next boat too. But anyways, getting this boat ready to sell. And so, yeah, if you know anybody that's looking for a 2023 921 Elite at a good price, I'll give you an extra $500 if you find the eventual buyer. So that's a little bit of a incentive for you guys to help me sell this boat, because I got to make room, and I'm tired of making some pretty inflated payments because my interest-only loan went out. But that's another story. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to you today about is actually the battery system that I use for the trolling motor that I've used for my entire career. I've always used a 3-battery 36-volt system. Okay, so 3 12-volt batteries in series to complete the 36 volts necessary for your trolling motor. Or, when I was in college, I was running a 24-volt, which would have 2. But anyways, I've run that forever. I've got, I've had a lot of success with it. And, before moving over to lithium, I've had really good experiences with lithium. But before that, I was like constantly going through like old, lead acid batteries. And also my budget wasn't, high enough to be able to buy the best batteries on the market back in the day. So I kind of, got what I paid for. But anyways, I'm making a change going into this next boat. So I got my new 920 Elite at the factory right now. It's ready. It's in the lot. And we're going to be making a pretty big change. We're actually going to be kicking out a battery out of my system. Okay, so one less lithium battery. And instead of running the 3 12-volt batteries, we're going to be running 2 36-volt 50-amp-hour batteries. So that will still have the same 100-amp-hour capacity, okay? But we're just going to have 2 batteries. And the kicker is that one battery, one 36-volt 50-amp-hour battery potentially can run me all day. And so the other one is more of a backup and a little bit of redundancy than anything. So a little bit of a backstory on this system right here. I've always said over the years when people ask me about, the system that I currently have rigged in this boat, is that I always say I've had great luck with it. Never had any problems with the batteries, but I did have one issue with that was a charging issue. It wasn't a battery issue. It was a charger issue, which is also a battery issue, because if you don't have charge on a battery, you don't have power coming from that battery. So, but I always made that distinction for some reason, where I was like, yeah, it wasn't a battery issue. It was a charger deal, but it doesn't matter. It affects you all the same. And in this instance, it actually really could have affected me big time, because it was the last event of the season. I think it was 2021. On the pro circuit. I was at the St. Lawrence River, which I'm already kind of behind the 8 ball because I'm not a great smallmouth angler, just don't have as much experience. And I was actually fishing largemouth in this event, and I was on the bubble for the championship. I mean, I was right on I was in the championship cut, but I was like right on the edge. So I needed to have at least a decent tournament. And it was like 9:30 in the morning, and my battery, my number 2 battery, in this system went out on me. Okay. And it was because it wasn't getting enough charge. So it was a charging issue more so than anything. And which is, it can be common, but nonetheless, it was super debilitating because I ended up not being able to fish largemouth, which was my only pattern really. And I was like, on the phone with the service guys trying to figure it out. And I knew it wasn't a battery problem, but I wasn't able to get enough charge on it to actually get the trolling motor work. So I didn't have a trolling motor for the rest of the day. Fortunately, in this story, it has a good ending. I ended up going and finding this one area where I could drift just free ball, just not with the help of the trolling motor at all, and just go drift this one little point, this like gravel point that was in 25 feet of water or something like that, and ended up catching the 2 smallmouth that I needed to make the championship. I just squeaked right in there. But that was like an extra $10,000. And that actually ended up being more than that. It ended up being like 20-something thousand because I finished real high in that tournament at the Mississippi River. But anyways, that was the issue that I had that one time. And if I had had a 2-battery 36-volt system, so 2 36-volt batteries, I would have had a backup to go to that allowed me to fish with my trolling motor and continue on with my same pattern and definitely, lock in the championship, no problem. So anyways, I kind of look back on that experience years ago, and I'm like, why am I making excuses or defending, the battery system when it doesn't matter if it was a charger or the actual battery itself that went bad. I still didn't have power to that one battery. So having redundancy has always been something on this channel that I really tend to push. The idea of having, backups for everything is very important. It's part of the reason why we have 2 Lowrances on the console, part of the reason why we have them, the 2 at the front, part of the reason why I have 2 active target transducers on the back, the 3-in-1s. Part of the reason why I've got 2 AGMs, one as my house battery and one as my cranking battery, and also, have a spare prop, having all kinds of spares. I always keep a spare trolling motor with me on the road, in case the service trailers aren't there or they don't have an extra trolling motor. Redundancy in tournament fishing is so super critical. And so I'm actually surprised that I haven't made this switch before. And as you can see, we're actually making a brand switch too. I announced that recently. I started working with Pro Guide batteries. We're going to be running these 2 36-volt 50 amp hours, and we're going to be running 2 31 AGMs in there too. So we're actually going to be losing a battery and maintaining the same level of power, but also having a little bit of redundancy. So it's like a win-win-win overall, and you lose some weight in the back here. But anyways, guys, that's kind of the main thought process here for changing my system. And not only that, I mean, I was going to change the brand anyways. I've become a really big proponent of Pro Guide recently, not because the product necessarily, because I haven't even got to run the product. I've got great testimonials from guys like Mike Iaconelli, who, if anybody is looking for, a testimonial that's going to change your mind on something, Ike has got to be right at the top of the list because, he works his equipment hard. And so if he says that he hasn't had any issues, that's a big deal. But I haven't got to run these batteries yet. So I can't personally say these are the best batteries on the planet. That's just not fair or truthful because I haven't run them. But what I can tell you is that these guys have been in the business for decades now, and like 45, 50 years in this business. They just live and breathe batteries, so that's their business. That's what they're passionate about. And I like working with companies that are passionate about the things that you know, I need, the necessities to make me go out there and perform the best. So that's why we're switching to Pro Guide, and I'm really excited about being able to you know, share my experiences with Pro Guide batteries over, you know, over the years. So stay tuned for that. But that's why we're switching to this new battery system. So really excited about that. So if you guys have any questions at all about this switch and like, you know, any things that maybe you found with making this switch, let me know in the comment section below. I'd really like to hear about your experiences. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go check out ProGuideBatteries.com if you're looking for a new power system. And I'm going to see you out on the water. Make sure you trust the process.